What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since I've done a video. Work has been crazy. We've had some quick fishing trips that haven't been all that entertaining, but I do have some real maintenance that I need to do that you might be interested in. This is the SLX DC, and I have an issue where the drag pretty much goes away every now and then, and I have to reset it every time. Like, I'll fish with it, I'll put it down, I'll pick up something else, 10 minutes later I pick it back up again, and the drag is like not even there. And it'll tighten again, and then it'll do it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy apart and show you how to take it apart, which is probably the most important part, and then see if we can figure out what's going on with it. I think it's going to be some moisture, or maybe there's too much grease on the drag washers on this thing, but we are going to check it out and see what we can come up with. You will only need a couple tools for this guy. A 10mm wrench, socket, whatever flavor you choose. A small Phillips, and then I have some drag grease ready to go, as well as a little brush if I need to paint it on something. This is like a universal-ish drag grease that will work on both the washers and the gearing if I need to. So the first thing we're going to do, well, actually, is I'm going to go ahead and pop the spool out. And to do that, you flip open the switch here. On the Curado, it's a little bit differently. You got to get at it at the adjustment. On the SLX, you can just pop it out. And I've already taped the spool, so it's pretty easy going. All right, first things first is we're actually going to back off this. Now, pay very close attention to this guy here. When you go to put this back on, I guess you don't have to take it off, but it's good to take a look at what's going on in there. Make sure nothing else is, go ahead and oil it while you're here. It has to go on perfectly straight. It will go on cross-threaded and tighten, and then you go, man, it's broken, I don't have any spool tension anymore, it's tight, I don't know what's going on. But look at how far I can tighten this thing down when it's threaded on right. I mean, I can almost bottom it out. I've got maybe 1/8 of an inch. If it won't tighten back when you're done messing with it, your spool bearings, reset it. Don't horse it. Take it easy. It's very fine thread on plastic. Try not to screw that up, or you're going to regret it. For disassembly, we are going to take out this Phillips. And it's kind of captured in there, so we'll just pull that all off as one deal. Then you got this nut here. That's our 10. Lefty loosey, righty tighty on that one. Standard right hand thread. Pop it off. Put it out of the way. Handle comes off. Easy enough. Drag star has a washer on the top of it. Don't forget that guy. Okay, next is the spring. There's a spring that's underneath that provides it some tension. Now we're going to get into some of this bit. This guy here, you can either hand tighten it, hand loosen it, or you can put this guy back on here and loosen it like this if you need to. A little bit quicker that way. If you're racing someone to take apart your reel, that's a good idea. Okay, we'll lay that guy down. There's a copper, brass-ish. Not quite underneath that. You'll notice that the groove goes on the outside, goes like that, so that spring sits in there. So when you go to put it back together and you don't remember which way it goes, that spring sits in there. All right, carrying on. We got another 2 washers. These are kind of oriented. They should be kind of Bellevue or curved washers to provide some tension without backing off. We're going to take those off just as is, and we're going to pick them back up, put them right back on. So let's see, is there anybody else that's coming out? No, we'll leave it like that. So that is that. Now I've not taken apart an SLX in a while. So we got 1, 2. Sometimes there's one hiding. 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws. And we're going to take note if they are a different size. I doubt they are, but they might be. There's 1, 2, they are the same size. So these are different thread. You probably cannot see this. These are a very fine machine thread. These are a very coarse, like a wood screw, right? Very different thread. That's because it's biting into this plastic, whereas the other one's a machine cut. So we're going to try not to screw that up when we put it back together. But this one is actually longer. So the long one goes here. Shorter course one goes here. Long course, short course. And then the 2 machine screws will go on these 2. They're both the exact same. From there, I like to hold it like this so not too many things come apart when you pull this off. And there's that. Try and keep that roller in there. That's your anti-reverse roller deal. And these 2 little springs will pop off. So you will lose them, probably, if you take them off going the other way. You prefer to keep those. And this is actually going to be our drag disc is underneath this stuff here. So we'll take off this ring gear. We'll take off the ring gear. And here's one set. And I don't know if someone's been in here. This looks actually not very good. Almost looks like it's worn smooth out. This is a second-hand reel. I didn't buy this one new. And then I gotta get this guy out without screwing everything up. So let's see if we can pop this in here. There we go. And this is kind of conical. And then we got this fiber washer in here, which has also seen better days. Okay. This looks pretty heavily worn. I don't know what was going on. I should probably replace them. I don't have them on hand. I'll probably order them. But you can see where we're going. Let's go clean this up real quick. I'm just going to get some paper towels. Actually, look at how awesome I am right here. This isn't going to be like a full tear down of all the things. I'm probably not going any further than this. It's kind of got this weird etching on it. Look at these grooves. I've not seen grooves on a ring gear like that before. They feel like they're supposed to be there though. Hang on. Put some brake cleaner on there. Not only does it find all the grease and stuff, but it finds every cut that you have in your fingers as well. It's an added feature. But that is our ring gear. It's got some weird pitting going on. So I don't know what's going on, if it got moisture in there or what. These washers, I'm just going to wipe them off just a little bit. We'll put some of the new grease on them. Same thing goes for this guy. The surface is pretty clean. You don't want a bunch of junk getting on your stuff. This washer does not look very good. I don't think that's any fault of the reel. I don't know, maybe in a previous life, you know, someone took the line off the reel by leaving the drag on real loose or whatever and got it hot. You never know. But we'll get her cleaned up. Apply a little bit of new grease. Check out some stuff while we're here. So if you needed to take apart any further, these 2 screws will pop out this. That should be a bearing there. If I go back to my Curado or my SLX breakdown reel, that should be a bearing on this side of the ring gear drive. So you can take that apart and oil it. Here's your pinion gear. It kind of pops out. That's your pinion bearing there, your primary one there. But you can service that if you so desire. I'm probably going to drop some oil into that while I'm here. Little dab will do ya. Put that guy back on. Then we're going to set this aside. Sorry about that. My son is watching YouTube videos on gar fishing. I'm going to have to go figure out how to catch gar because I have no idea how to catch gar. Sorry if that was out of frame. Putting that guy back in there. You want this plastic bit on there. And we're going to set this aside just for a second and readdress this. You can see you don't need a whole lot. I'm just going to put a light coat. You want to coat kind of everything so you don't get moisture between the fiber and the bearing and I guess the ring gear. And then I'm going to do another deal on this side. Not a lot. You don't need a ton. It's not going to work any better if you load it up. Okay, that goes back on. It's conical, remember, so you put some pressure on it. You want that cone to be applied to the center of the piece here. This guy remember what I'm doing, this guy will go on. There's no particular orientation for this guy, but you can see where the drag washer was. So we'll put him back on as such. And we'll apply a little bit of grease to the both sides of this guy. Not a lot. There's no awards for putting on more drag grease. Okay, little guy, put that on. Go back here. Put the ring gear back on. Maybe. All the way down there so it meshes with the pinion gear. There you're going to go grab those springs that you almost forgot. Put them on there. And you're ready. I'm going to take it just a sec to apply some oil to this spool bearing while we're here. And this is a fan-friggin-tastic time to put this guy back on without the drag star in the way. So go ahead, take you a second. See how easy that went on? And I'm just going to bottom it out. Done. Now the guy's back on there. This guy could be cleaner too. You would think someone was frogging with this guy or something. No, we don't grease that guy. Here we go. This goes back on. We want to kind of put my thumb on this guy. We lock it back in there, and it should go all the way down and find home. See how that's down there? You got to kind of make sure that's there. And from there, we put these two guys back on. Okay. What's next? This guy. Then we go with our net. But we're just going to kind of stop here. I'm getting ahead of myself because we got to put our screws back in. Get this grease off my fingers. All right, so remember, like we said on the screws, kind of wanted to put this on there so these things don't, A, I don't lose them, B, they don't come apart. See my reverse clutch guy starting to back it out on me. I'll just kind of snug him up over here. Nothing crazy. Okay, here we go. So we talked earlier, the longer corkscrew goes here, the shorter corkscrew goes there, there, there. Come on. Okay. Again, do not go crazy with these screws. Get them to net out in just a little bit. The reel will not work any better if you go crazy on it. Okay, there's two. We got our two machine screws. Okay, this guy in there, snug, snug. Okay, what are we forgetting? Our spring. You know, we can go ahead and let's go ahead and put the other side back on because you kind of need to hold the spool. Shaft side. Let's wipe that down while we're here. Okay, drop that in. It's happy. Now you want to make sure there is some backing off going on here. Otherwise the side cover will not want to go on. Turn it on. Lock it in. Okay. Now we can tighten this up while holding the spool. Forget your spring. Then your drag star. Okay. This is your clicker deal. I guess he's going to go clicker side down. Let's see. Maybe not. I don't know. You know what? What the hell is that? That guy goes in there somewhere. We have a new part that showed up. That's exciting. So what we're going to go do, let's look at the parts diagram real quick. Please hold. Alright, so I totally missed this part. Taking apart. This must be some weird SLX thing. But behind this door number one, let me take this back apart just to show you. This little joker right here, this is a spring and a pin. The pointy end of the pin, you can see that part wraps around the spring. This is like a little ball end. And if you get in the same situation, you can see the dots here. That's what's making your noise as you tighten your drag up. So put that in there. I feel like that's not supposed to come apart really, but it did. Here we are. And then we're going to put that on there. Also, don't cross-thread this guy. This guy will ruin your day as well. Nice and easy. All of this stuff is made to go together. You don't have to horse it. Okay, that's making clicking sound. We just got to tighten this up a little bit. Just a little. And what keeps it from coming out, don't lose that. You can see this has multiple patterns on it, so you can line this up. And again, don't cross thread it. Sound like a broken record, but these are tiny little machine screws. Okay. And we're done. So you can hear it make DC sounds. That's cool. We have a drag. And we'll see if that fixes it. I don't know. If nothing else, that's a kind of tutorial on how to change out your drag washers. But we should be good to go. I should probably reset this so I don't go out there and make a bomber cast and send my bait into orbit. But there it is. That's it. We got a reel back in one piece. We will give it a shot probably this afternoon and see if it's gotten any better. If you like what you see in the video, please give a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel. We'll see you next time.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things. What could go wrong, what fame brings, but success is a finicky thing.